In the Swiss watch market, you have the Swatch Group, which contains a large number of other brands within the group. The comparable Chinese outfit would be Forcening, which has a huge number of Chinese brands under its umbrella. One of those brands is the Tinace, which positions itself probably next to a Tissot in comparison. This is the Tinace 7539G. So let's have a look at this thing. Good day to you all, and welcome back to another BBW review. So as mentioned, today we have the Chinese Tissot, which is the Tinace, and this particular model, the 7539G. Now, although they do kind of model themselves on the Tissot, I think this one has more than a passing resemblance to a Omega, in particular an Aquaterra, but we'll come back to that in a minute. First off, I always forget to say the most important thing when looking at these watches and judging them is try and not compare them directly to any mid-range watch or micro-brand watches. That way you're going to probably drag the quality and the worth of these watches down. What I like to do is compare what you get for the watch and the price that is being asked for. Packed and shipped from Shenzhen in China, this particular watch is sold for $12, and I hope to show you that that is a much cheaper price than the quality of this watch deserves. So let's go over the basic specs. This has probably the most common standard specs from any watch. You have a 40mm dial across the face there, with a 48mm lug to lug. The lug width is 20mm, and the height from the base to the flat mineral crystal on top is a standard 11mm. So a very common set of specs for this kind of watch here. The crown, standard push-pull crown at 4.5mm. And the case itself, as you would have guessed, is a zinc or brass plated, chrome plated alloy. The one thing I don't like about this straight off the bat is the two tones. I do not like a mixture of silver and gold. Keep it all silver or keep it all gold, but I really don't like it when they mix it. But the colour matching on the bezel is for the indices within the dial and also the hands. But again, I'd preferred it straight silver all around. Now the case itself, as mentioned, is a chrome-plated alloy. The shape and design, pretty standard, nothing special there. The lugs are quite short and do narrow down, also do position themselves downwards. So it does actually fit the wrist quite well. You have a step up, or two steps there, to the flat mineral crystal on top. And within that crystal you have, this is where I think the resemblance to a Aquaterra takes place. So onto the dial itself, it's not a plain or matte black, but you do get a slight sunburst coming off of that dial, very slight. The crystal is not dome, so there's no distortion there at all. And let's go through the finer details. You have arrow-shaped applied indices for all the hours, and this is what makes me think more of an Omega Aquaterra, especially with the dots at the end, which would be loomed. Within those hour markers, you have just plain printed white patterns. At the 3 o'clock position, you can see the day and the date, which has been nicely bordered in the rose gold metal. So not just printed, so they went a bit further out of their way there to do that, which is nice. The hands themselves, you have, I'm not sure how close they are to the Aquaterra, but they're more dagger or sword styled hands, with loom going down the centre on both the hour and the minute. The same amount of loom as you see at the end of the applied arrow markers there. And then you have a matching rose gold second hand, not ticking away, not gliding away, but something in between, because this is a mecha-quartz, ticking at 5 ticks a second. I'm not sure what brand mecha-quartz it is, if it's Seiko or their own Chinese version, but it does keep very, very good time, and it's nice to see that you can get a mecha-quartz movement inside a watch for just $12. Now, taking all that into account, looking at the bevel date window, the hands themselves, which are nicely loomed, the applied indices, the arrow-shaped, which are clearly focused towards an Aquaterra, there's not a lot to show you that this is anything less, or sorry, anything more than a $12 watch. I have absolutely no complaints about that. Again, comparing what you see and what you get for the price, absolutely no complaints. On to the back, you have a plain back case with stainless steel back, the designation number 7539G, the actual number of the watch, and water resistant, which again is when it's not printed how much, it always defaults to 30 meters or 3 ATM. The lug's quite standard, quite short, stubby, which I like, gives it a shorter lug width, which is 48 millimeters. Onto a quite a standard strap. It's thicker than most straps at this price point, and it's genuine leather with the the lug width printed there, 20 millimeters. Stitching's not too bad. Actually, it's not such a bad strap all in all, and that's why I haven't changed it to a metal strap. At the end, you have an unsigned buckle and a floppy tang, which does the job anyway. 2 keepers, one fixed and one floating. And you get more than enough holes to fit wrists from, I'd say, a 6-inch and up to a 7.5 without a problem. Again, mecha-quartz, $12, no complaints. So this is a quick wrist roll with the Tinace. So as you can see, the 48 millimeter lug to lug. So here it is in profile. And as you can see, the straps just drop vertically off, no overhang, and no gaps under those short stubby lugs. Another quick look at that sweep of that 5 ticks per second mecha-quartz. Again, pity they didn't just do it in one colour, all gold or all silver, but not a mixture. So there it is, the Tinace 7539G. Quite a quick video today because there's not much to go into, but that's not to say there isn't much about the watch to talk about. For $12, I think it's a really, really good deal. Again, for a quite an accurate mecha-quartz movement, a great positioned date window with a beveled metal border, hands and applied indices that take more than a striking notice to the Omega Aquaterra. The only downside about the watch, again, as I mentioned at the start, is that mix of gold and silver. I prefer just one tone. Keep it silver or keep it all gold, but don't mix them. Lug width, I really like. The lug to lug, I really like because of my short 6-inch wrists. And the strap is more than adequate, much more than adequate for a watch that costs $12. So, there you go. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again with another watch on the green chair for BBW Reviews. Until then, take it easy.